Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about last topic of this chapter, and that is the family. So students, before we start the topic, let me go through one important discussion regarding some important points. The plant is described beginning with its habit. So anytime whenever you describe any plant, at that time you should start with the habit. Okay, what is the habit of that particular plant? Then you have to discuss about vegetative characteristics. Okay, so anytime whenever you write down or describe any plant, okay, at that time you should write in this manner. Okay, first you have to describe habit, then you have to describe about the vegetative characters, in which you have to describe about roots, shoots, okay, and what are the flowers and all that, and then you have to describe about the floral characteristics. So this is the sequence how you can describe the any plant. Okay, so here first of all habit, then vegetative characters, and then you have to describe or explain about floral characteristics. Okay, then a floral diagram, then finally you have to draw the diagram that indicating each and every parts or each and every portions of the flower. Okay, and that is called floral diagram. Here you can see this is the floral diagram. So particularly you have to draw diagram like this. Okay, this is the mother axis. Okay, then these outermost structures are indicating calyx. Okay, along with the estivation, you can see here this is the estivation showing in this diagram. Okay, then you have to draw this corolla, this indicating the corolla, that is also showing you estivation. You can see the arrangement of petals. Okay, then you can see here androecium, then you have to draw androecium. Here you can see. Okay, and then ultimately you have to explain this gynoecium, draw the gynoecium, in which you have to explain about the placentation. Here you can see placentation is clearly visible. So this is all about floral diagram. Okay, so after all these explanation, whenever you explain any plant whenever you describe, then you have to start with the habit first. Okay, then vegetative characters, which include root system, leaf types, okay, then shoot system, all the vegetative characters, and then you have to explain about floral characters. What is a calyx and corolla, androecium, gynoecium, all regarding this you have to explain. And finally you have to draw floral diagram. Okay, and then you have to write down a floral formula. Here you can see this. Okay, this is a floral formula. Okay, for the mustard, here you can see this symbol. Okay, this symbol we will discuss about the symbols in next slides. Okay, so these all indicating the floral formulation. Here you can see, and that is called floral formula. So these indicating you can see symmetry, then this is indicating sexual behavior. Okay, whether it is male or female containing sexual organs. Okay, then it is bisexual, we can say that is a bisexual or a monosexual. Okay, then this one indicating calyx related structures, then this is corolla. Okay, then androecium related structures. What is the number of androecium? Here you can see 2 plus 4. In the one wall you can see total 2 walls are there. This is the one wall and this is the second wall. Okay, so outer wall having a 2 androecium, right? That's why here written 2, and inner wall having 4, and that's why here you can see. So this is a 2 circles actually. Okay, so androecium arranged in a 2 circle, outer circle or a wall having 2 androeciums, and then inner one having 4. That's why here written 2 plus 4. Okay, then here you can see G, that indicating gynoecium, that means underline. Okay, and here you can see 2, because here you can see ovary having 2 locules. Okay, so here this is indicating all the floral formula, indicating each and every character of a floral, and that's why name is given floral formula. Okay, so by this way you have to explain each and every plant. Okay, so whenever you explain plant, let me repeat, what should you mention? You should mention habits, then you have to mention vegetative characters, then floral characters, and then finally you have to draw floral diagram and floral formula, and these may be asked in 4 to 5 marks. Okay, so here you are showing this, you have to practice this diagram. Okay, what is a floral diagram of a mustard plant? That is a family Brassicaceae. Okay, and this is a floral formula of a mustard. So you have to remember this mustard floral diagram this one, and floral formula. Okay, so you must remember this all. Now let me discuss about symbols which is used during the floral formula. So here we have already discussed about this floral formula, that is for the mustard seeds. Okay, mustard plants or Brassicaceae. So first of all, whenever you see this floral formula, these all symbols must be utilized during floral formula. Okay, so just you have to remember what is the symbols which is used for which one. Okay, so this is a bracteate. So if flower is a bracteate, then it is indicated as a BR. Okay, and if it is a bracteate, then it is indicated as a EBR. You know very well what is a bracteate type of flower and what is a abracteate type of flower, which we have already discussed in previous lectures. Okay, and for indicating calyx, you have to indicate it as a K. Okay, here corolla and calyx both initiated with the C symbol, right? To avoid any type of confusion, calyx is indicated as a K and corolla is indicated as a C. Okay, so avoid any type of confusion because both are initiated with the C. Okay, both spelling is initiated with the C. That's why here calyx must be represented as a K, capital K, and corolla must be represented as a C. Okay, then perianth. If you want to explain about perianth, you know very well what is a perianth. Perianth is a structure which is not differentiating in flower. Suppose the corolla and calyx both are not differentiating one. Okay, so at that time such a structure is called perianth. Okay, and if you want to explain that one, then you have to indicate it as a P. Then androecium, A. It is very simple. Androecium, first letter is a A. Okay, then gynoecium, you should explain it as a G. First letter, it is also very simple one. Superior ovary, whenever you want to explain a superior ovary, okay, then you have to just underline this indicating a superior ovary. Inferior ovary indicating, so you have to line on the upper side, so it is indicating inferior ovary. Okay, male flowers will be indicated like this symbol. Okay, and female flower will be indicated like this symbol. Okay, suppose some plant or some flower will have only androecium, right? So such flowers are indicated as a male flowers. In some flowers there is only gynoecium, then it is indicated as a female flower. Then at that time you should utilize this symbol. Okay, and sometime flower have androecium and gynoecium both. So at that time you should utilize this symbol. You can see here it is indicating male and female both characteristic. Okay, and then this is, you can see, actinomorphic, that indicate the, you can see the symmetry. Okay, this is actinomorphic symmetry, and this is also symmetry zygomorphic. Okay, this is indicated as a percentage symbol. Then fusion, if all the structures are fused together, then it is called fusion. Then you have to draw the brackets, and adhesion is indicated as these symbols. So these all symbol you must be remember. Okay, this will be very helpful to you during the floral formula. Okay, so floral formula is all based on these all symbols, so you must be remember and you have to practice this. Now let me discuss more about the floral formula. In floral formula, fusion is indicated by enclosing the figure within bracket. Okay, within bracket, suppose this you can see. Okay, and here also you can see this is indicating if the 2 is written simply, then it is not fused. Okay, and if it is bracket, then it is indicating it is fused. Okay, means joined together. So fusion is indicated by enclosing the figure within the bracket, and adhesion by a line drawn above the symbol. Okay, so adhesion by the line drawn above the symbol like this. Okay, we will discuss in detail in next slides. So above the symbol of the floral parts, floral formula also shows cohesion and adhesion. Okay, so one type of attachment that is called cohesion and adhesion. Floral formula showing it within parts of a walls and in between walls. Okay, so what is a cohesion adhesion? That means it is connected, means suppose this is a sepals or this is a petal. Is that connected to each other or not? Okay, that is indicated as a adhesion. Okay, so walls and between walls also, if cohesion or adhesion is there, then it will be also indicated in the floral formula. Okay, we will discuss with the example in next slides. A floral diagram gives information about the number of parts of a flower. You can see here number of parts are indicated in the floral formula, and also their arrangement and the relation. So this is a definition. What is a floral diagram? Floral diagram gives information about the number of parts. Already I told you number of parts are indicated here. Number of parts of a flower. Their arrangement also indicated. Here you can see it is indicating the arrangement and the relation. Okay. So students, in our syllabus there are three different families which we have to discuss in detail. So let us start with the Fabaceae family. So let me discuss about the Fabaceae family, and we have to remember each and every part. As I told you, whenever you start study about any different plants, okay, any family, at that time first of all you just have to explain about the habitat. Okay, then vegetative characters and then floral characters. Okay, so let me start with the habitat. This family was earlier called Papilionoideae family. Okay, and subfamily of this family is Leguminosa. So you must be remember this reddish color indication. Papilionoideae family, it was earlier name of this family. Now it is called Fabaceae, but before that it was called as a Papilionoideae. Okay, and then a subfamily of family Leguminosa. Just you have to remember. And what is a habitat for this family? It is distributed all over the world. Any part of a world it will be available. Okay, so this is distributed all over the world. Now let me start with the vegetative character. Trees, shrub, herb, each type of, you can see here, each type of plant you can observe in this family. Trees, shrub, herb, root system with the root nodule. So sometime here a Leguminosa family having root with the root nodules. Okay, stem is a erect or a climber. Here you can see it is a climber type of a plant, and sometime it is erect one. Leaves are alternate. Now you know very well what is the alternate type of leaves. Already we have discussed. Okay, pinnately compound, you know very well this definition also. Pinnately compound leaves or a simple leaf sometime. Leaf base is a pulvinate. These also we have discussed what is a pulvinate, bulging portion of the leaf base. Stipulate is present here, and venation here is a reticulate. Okay, so here venation is a reticulate. So you have to remember these all vegetative characters. Now let me discuss about floral characters. Here inflorescence is a racemose type. Okay, so here you will observe inflorescence which is of racemose type. Flower is a bisexual, that means it will have androecium as well as gynoecium. And flower is a zygomorphic. Okay, then calyx having a sepals in number 5. Gamosepalous, you know very well what is a gamosepalous. Imbricate type of estivation you will observe here. Okay, and you know very well what is an imbricate type of estivation. We have already discussed this old terminology in previous lectures. Then corolla here. So you see the sequences, how you can explain this floral character. So first of all you have to explain about inflorescence which is found in the Fabaceae family, then flower type. Okay, then calyx and corolla, then androecium and gynoecium. So what is about the calyx? Calyx having sepals, 5 number, then gamosepalous it is. Okay, then imbricate type of estivation. Each and every detail of a calyx it is written. Okay, then corolla, petal here is a 5. Okay, polypetalous it is. Then papilionous type of structures consisting of a posterior standard. You know very well. Okay, maxillary type of estivation here. That's why here you can see maxillary type of estivation. You have already learned about the maxillary type of estivation that contain the standard largest part. Okay, and the petal. Then two anterior one, it is called keel. Okay, anterior one is a keel, and in between these two is considered as a wing. Standard, wing, and this one is a keel, like this. So enclosing stamens and pistil. And this type of estivation you know very well, it is called maxillary type of estivation. Okay, so this is the floral diagram you can see here. Okay, just you have to practice this diagram. Okay, you can see here this is calyx having sepals 5. This is sepal 5. You can see here all are gamosepalous. That's why here you can see it is touched with the margins. Okay, then imbricate type of estivation, you know very well imbricate type of estivation. Petal is also 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and here you have to draw the estivation, that is maxillary type of estivation. You must have practiced this diagram also during the maxillary estivation whenever we have learned that. Okay, so we have already learned about maxillary estivation. At that time you should remember the diagram of the maxillary estivation. So this is your floral diagram. And what is a floral formula? As it is written here, it is a bisexual and zygomorphic. Okay, so it is bilateral, we can say symmetry is a bilateral, and that's why this symbol is written. Okay, zygomorphic, that means it is bilateral. Okay, then this symbol indicating bisexual flower, that means male and female both the structures are present. Then calyx is a 5, right? So sepals you can see sepals number is a 5, that's why 5 is written. And it is gamosepalous, that means all sepals are united. Okay, all sepals are united, and that's why you have to write in a bracket. Okay, because it is united or fused together. Then C Here corolla, okay, it is also 5, but you should not write here 5 because all petals are dissimilar. Okay, one is very large, then 2, like that. So 1 plus 2, 1 because it is one larger one, that is standard. Then this one is a wings, and these two, this is kill, and that is a link. Here you can see this is one kill and this is second, and both are linked with each other, and that's why you have to write down in a bracket. Okay, so by this way you can write down like this: 1 plus 2 plus 2, and it is indicating vexillary estivation. Then you should write down like this: what is the androecium? So let me discuss about androecium first. Okay, then we will complete the floral formula. Androecium number is a 10. Okay, here you can see 1, 2, if you calculate, all will be having 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. Okay, number of androecium is a 10. Then it is diadelphous. What is the meaning of diadelphous? That means this androecium is not in one group, having two groups. One, you can see here, one is not attached with any others, whereas these all are attached with each other. That's why here you can see 9 plus 1 is written. 9 are fused together, and that's why bracket is given, and then 1 is a separate, and that's why plus 1 is written here. Okay, so whenever you write down the androecium, at that time you must be write down the grouping also. Here diadelphous type of androecium is there, that's why 9 in the bracket plus 1. Okay, anther is a dithecus. Here you should remember anther is a dithecus. That means two chambers are present in the anther. Then gynoecium, ovary is a superior, and as ovary is superior, you can see you have to underline. Okay, G you have to underline. You want to explain about the superior ovary, so you have to write down this. Then draw the line below the G. Okay, to indicate the ovary superior. Monocarpellary, that means only one carpel is present in that, so you have to write down this one. You can see here. Okay, so whenever only one is there, there is a no question of fusing or not. Okay, more than one, then only you have to write down about the fused or not. Here only one, that's why it is free. Okay, so unilocular with many ovules. Here you can see this is unilocular with many ovules. Style is a single. Fruit type is a legume type. Fruit type is a legume, and seeds is also there. Leguminous type of seeds. One to many, so many type of number of seeds will be found in the one fruit. Non-endospermic. You should remember this is non-endospermic. Okay, so this type of fruit you will observe in this group. Then let me discuss more. So economic importance of this family. This is very important family. Okay, and economically it is very important. It is used as a pulses. What is a pulses? It is gram, arhar, sem, moong, soybean. These all we are using as a pulses. You can see here this Bengal gram, soybean, groundnut. These all are indicating as a pulses, and we are using it as a daily diet in our diets. Edible oil, for example, soybean and groundnut, we are using, means we are extracting oils from these two, soybean and groundnut. This is a Fabaceae family. Dye, we are using dye. Okay, coloring compound, that is, and that is indigofera. Here you can see this is the plant from which we can get indigofera. Okay, and that is one type of coloring agent. Then fiber, this is sun hemp. This one we get the sun hemp. Okay, this is a very good source of fibers. Then fodder, which we are using it as a food of animals, Suspenia and Trifolium. This is Suspenia, you can see. Okay, and ornamental means this is decorative purpose. These all are a decorative purpose, like lupine. This, see, you can see this is very beautifully you can observe. Okay, so it is used as an ornamental or a decorative purpose. Then sweet pea, this is also used as a ornamental purpose sometime, and also they are acting as a medicines. Okay, so this is very important. Mulethi is a very important medicine which we will derive from the Fabaceae family. So you must remember these all examples along with their economical importance. Next important family is a Solanaceae family. It is a large potato family. A unique example of this family is a potato, and that's why it is called large potato family. It is widely distributed in a tropic, subtropics, and even temperate zones. So we will start with the habitat. Okay, so this is the habitat. You can see Solanaceae family can be distributed into tropicals, subtropics, and even temperate zones. Now next we will discuss about vegetative characters. So mostly they are herbs, shrub, and small trees. Okay, and stem is a herbaceous, rarely woody, and aerial, erect, cylindrical. Then branch, you can see this is a branched. Okay, solid or a hollow, hairy or a glabrous. Okay, underground stem in a case of a potato. Sometimes this stem will be, mostly stem is aerial, right, outside the soil, but sometimes it is found to be underground, just in the case of a potato. Leaves here is a alternate. You know very well what is alternate type of leaves. Is a simple, rarely pinnately compound, and sometimes extrapolate means stipulate is absent. Venation will be reticulate. So all these character will be observed in the leaves. Next, that we discuss about floral characteristics. So here you can see floral formula. It having this one symmetry. Okay, then this is actinomorphic symmetry, bisexual flower. Then here you can see calyx having 5. This you can see this is a corolla 5a 5. This is androecium, and gynoecium is a 2. Let me discuss that. Inflorescence here is a solitary, okay, axiary or a cymose type of inflorescence you can observe in case of solanum. Okay, flower here is a bisexual. You can see this indication, okay, this symbol indicating the bisexual flower, because here male and female both the sexual organs are present in a single flower, androecium as well as gynoecium. And symmetry is a actinomorphic. Okay, so here you can see this is actinomorphic symbol. Okay, so here flowers are bisexual and actinomorphic. Calyx here is a sepal 5. Here you can see in the floral diagram 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All these are sepals and number of sepals are 5. So here you can see it is fused, and that's why it is written in the bracket 5. Okay, all are united. Persistent velvet estivation. And here you can see, or united, you can see this link. Okay, as this link is there, it shows that it is fused, and that's why here bracket is given in case of a calyx. Then persistence it is, and estivation type is a velvet type. Okay, so velvet estivation you will observe here. Next is a corolla. So here in the inner side you will observe this indicating the corolla. Petals number is of 5. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 petals. All are united together, or you can see all are linked with each other. This is linked with this one, this is linked with this one, like this. Okay, so that's why here also you can see 5 number is given in the bracket. Okay, and this is also showing you velvet type of estivation. Next, let me discuss about androecium. Here stamen number is of 5. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 stamens. Okay, but all stamens or androecium is connected with the corolla. You can see here it is connected with the corolla, and that's why here you can see this link is given. Okay, so this link is indicating that this androecium, each androecium is connected with this petals of the corolla. Okay, that's why here also you can see in this diagram, in the floral diagram, this is the anther. Okay, and it is connected with the petals. Here you can see. Okay, and that's why here written, here what is written, stamen are 5 and epipetalous, that means it is connected with the petals. And the symbol here you can see epipetalous. What is the symbol of epipetalous? That means A is a link with the corolla. Okay, so this is an indication. You can see here also, you can see here also, and here also. Okay, by these 3 ways you can explain that what is the epipetalous type of androecium. Now let me discuss about gynoecium. Here bicarpellary means carpel number is a 2. Here you can see 1 and 2. Both are syncarpous, means fused together, and that's why here you can see this fused, and that's why it is written in the bracket. Okay, and ovary is a superior, and that's why you can see G is underlined. Okay, because you can show that superior ovary by underlining this G. Bilocular, locules here you can see, chambers you can see in the ovary is a 2, 1 and 2, because of a few fused corolla. Okay, so sorry, it is fused ovary, and that's why it is syncarpous, and that's why you can see bilocular type of this ovary. Placenta swollen with many ovule. You can see this is a placenta. It is swollen, look like a swollen structure, and so many number of ovules are there inside that. Fruit is a berry type or sometime capsule type. Okay, seeds many or endospermous. These seeds are showing endospermous. Okay, and this is the floral characteristic and floral formula. You must be remember this floral formula. Okay, this indicating this is the actinomorphic, bisexual. Then here calyx having 5 sepals, fused together, corolla having 5 petals fused together, androecium number is a 5 and it is linked with the corolla and is epipetalous. Okay, then here gynoecium is having a ovary superior. Okay, 2 locular is there. Okay, bicarpellary is there and it is syncarpous, that's why written in the bracket. And you must have to prepare this diagram also. Okay, you should practice this diagram also. Okay, so this diagram you must be write during the floral characteristic, whatever you have explaining about the floral characteristic at that time. Each number you should starting with this floral characters. Okay, floral characters you must be write this floral formula and floral diagram. Each will carry one mark. 1 mark for this and 1 mark for this. If it is as in 5 marks. Okay, so remember and practice these old diagrams and floral characters. Now let me discuss about economic importance of Solanaceae family. So here these family members of this family used as a food. For example, tomato. You can see the photographs. Okay, brinjal and potato. These all are included in the Solanaceae family. Okay, and used as a food. Spices that include chili. This one. Okay, medicine, as a medicine also they are used. Belladonna. This one. That is also called datura. Okay, ashwagandha, this one is this one is ashwagandha. Okay, then fumigatory, sometime tobacco. Okay, you know very well tobacco products. Then ornamental, decorative purpose, that include petunia. These are the petunia flowers and they are used as a ornamental or a decorative purpose. So these all are the importance, and sometime what happen, the Solanaceae family importance may be asked in 2 marks. Okay, along with the example you must be write down. So remember this all economic importance along with the examples. Next important family is the Liliaceae family. Okay, and that is also called lily family. Okay, a characteristic representative of a monocotyledonous plant. So here all plant which is included and the member of this Liliaceae family is a monocotyledonous plants. It is distributed worldwide. Okay, so this is the habitat. It is distributed worldwide. Okay, and here you can see this is the floral diagram. Okay, and Allium cepa is one example of this group. So let me discuss about the vegetative character first. So here perennial herb it is, and with underground bulbs sometime in case of these plants. Okay, like in case of onion, that is also called Allium cepa. The scientific name for the onion, Allium cepa. Okay, it is one structure. This structure which is underground structure is called bulbs, corms and rhizomes. Leaves mostly basal, alternate, linear, exstipulate, that means stipulate is absent with a parallel venation. As it is monocotyledonous plant, parallel venation you will observe. You know very well when parallel venation is observed, whenever plant is a monocotyledonous. Okay, and if it is dicotyledonous, at that time we will observe reticulate type of a venation. And this is a characteristic between dicot and monocot. Now let me discuss about floral characters. So here first of all, inflorescence is a solitary, that means single flower on the tip. Then cymose, often umbellical type of cluster you will observe. Then flower having bisexual actinomorphic structures. Okay, means male and female both type of structures are present. Then actinomorphic type of symmetry you will observe. Perianth, that means staple sex. Here you will observe tepals. Okay, if whenever flower type is a perianth, that means calyx and corolla is not, we can distinguish in between. You cannot identify whether this is corolla or calyx. At that time, that structure is called as a perianth. Okay, and each individual member of this perianth is called tepals. Okay, here 6 tepals are there. Okay, in 2 walls or circles, and that's why it is written 3:3, 3 plus 3, often united into tube. Okay, and velvet type of estivation you will observe here, and this is the floral diagram you can see. Okay, so this is indicating the tepals, 3 outside, 3 inner side, that's why it is written 3 plus 3. Okay, and often it is united with the tube, and here estivation type is the velvet type. Now here you can see floral character more about this bractate. This one is a bractate type of flower. Then here you can see actinomorphic structure. Then this one is a bisexual flower. Then here tepals are indicated here. It is connected with the anther, means anthers are connected with the tepals. Like this. Here you can see this is connection. This is the anther and this is tepal. Okay, and both are connected with each other, and that's why a link is given here. You can see A indicating the androecium, P is indicating the parent. Okay, member of parent and this androecium both are connected or linked with each other. Okay, and as these parent tuples are in the two circles, they also show you link in the two circles. That means androecium link is also showing two circles, right, because it is directly connected with the parents, and that's why 3 plus 3 in a bracket, that means all are fused together, and here 3 plus 3 all are free. Okay, here you can see all are free, not connected with each other, whereas these tuples are connected with each other, and that's why 3 plus 3 into bracket and 3 plus 3 free. Okay, so this is very unique structures, and here you can see G having 3 structures. Okay, let me discuss that. It is a tricarpellary, that means 3 you can see here, and it is bracket, that means syncarpous type of gynoecium is there. Ovary is a superior, and here it is a mistake that you have to underline here. Okay, so here you can see ovary superior, just you have to underline here. Okay, then only this floral formula will be completed. Just you have to draw, underline here. Okay, practice it. Whenever you practice this diagram, just underline G. Okay, trilocular, here you can see 3 chambers are formed. Okay, because syncarpous type of ovary. Okay, and 3 member are joined together, syncarpous, it becomes syncarpous. That's why you will observe trilocular with many ovules. Exile type of placentation you will observe here. Then fruit is of capsule type, rarely it is berry, and seeds here is shown you endospermous. Seeds will be endospermous. Okay, this is all about floral characters. You must be remember these all floral formula and floral diagram, and for floral formula and diagram you must be writing practice. Okay, and here you have to draw and practice. Okay, otherwise you will lose the marks. So this will have 1 mark, and this will also having 1 mark. Sometime in a 1 mark also this question may be asked, draw floral diagram or write down floral formula. So this is very important from point of view of examination. And here a scientific name is given, that is for the onion, and that is Allium cepa. Okay, and let me discuss about economic importance of Liliaceae family. So here mostly these are used as a ornamental decorative purpose. You can see this is beautiful flowers. In so many gardens you will observe tulips. Okay, and this is ornamental decorative purpose, and this is a member of a Liliaceae family. Then this is Gloriosa. Okay, this is also very beautiful flower. You can see in some gardens you may observe this. So these both are ornamental decorative purpose, tulip and Gloriosa. Okay, in medicinal purpose you know very well aloe vera. In some houses also they are kept. Okay, so medicine aloe vera, that is also a member of a Liliaceae family. Vegetables asparagus. Okay, so this one is asparagus. Then colchicine, which is used in the laboratories. So Colchicum autumnale, that is a scientific name for the colchicum. Okay, so you must be remember this all economic importance. Okay, this may also asked in 2 marks in the board examination. So this is your homework for today's lecture, and before we finish this lecture, let me summarize all topic by using one animation video. So look at this video.
Technical descriptions of plants are very useful in the study of floral morphology and help taxonomists in the easy identification and classification of plants. The technical description of a flowering plant must be expressed in scientific language and must be simple, brief and sequential. The description starts with the vegetative characters of the plant, such as the type of roots, stem and leaves. This is followed by a description of its floral characters and flowering parts, such as sepals, petals, stamens and carpels. The description of vegetative and floral characters is followed by a floral formula and floral diagram, which represent the floral description in condensed form. The floral formula is represented by a set of symbols and provides information about a flower such as its symmetry, sex, calyx, corolla, perianth, androecium, gynoecium, bracts, bracteoles, staminodes, pistolodes, and the number of sepals, petals, stamens and carpels. The formula also explains cohesion and adhesion within parts of whorls and in between the whorls with the help of symbols. Some of the symbols used to represent the different parts of a flower and the relationships between these parts are as shown. Let's understand the symbols in the floral formula of a mustard flower. The mustard flower is actinomorphic and bisexual. The calyx has 4 sepals arranged in 2 rows and the corolla has 4 petals. There are 6 stamens arranged in 2 rows and the gynoecium is bicarpellary and syncarpous with a superior ovary. The floral formula of a flower is usually accompanied by its floral diagram. The floral diagram is a graphical representation of the cross-section of a flower and provides information about the different parts of a flower, their arrangement, and the relationships between these parts. The outermost whorl in the floral diagram is the calyx, followed by the corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. The floral diagram presents information about a flower such as its sex, symmetry, bracts, bracteoles, the number of floral whorls, the calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Like in the floral formula, various symbols are used while drawing a floral diagram as shown. Thus, the description of a flowering plant provides vital information about the plant. The description begins with the vegetative and floral characteristics and is followed by the floral formula and the floral diagram. Flowering plants or angiosperms are the most diverse group of plants on earth. These plants are categorized into different families based on their morphological characters. Let's describe a few important flowering families. The Fabaceae family, earlier known as Papilionoideae, is a subfamily of the Leguminosae family. Plants belonging to this family can be trees, shrubs or herbs, and are found all over the world. The roots of these plants have root nodules, and their stems are erect or are climbers. Their leaves are alternate and may be simple or pinnately compound. Moreover, the leaf base is pulvinate with stipules and the leaves have reticulate venation. The flowers are arranged in racemose inflorescence and are bisexual and zygomorphic. The calyx has 5 sepals that are gammosepalous with imbricate or valvate estivation. The corolla has 5 petals and is polypetalous. Moreover, the petals are papilionaceous and consist of a posterior standard, 2 lateral wings, and 2 anterior ones forming a keel. The estivation is descending imbricate or vexillary. In these plants, the androecium consists of 10 stamens that are diadelphous with a dithecous anther. The gynoecium has a superior ovary and is monocarpellary, which means it has just 1 carpel. The ovary is unilocular with many ovules, and these flowers have a single style. Fruits of this family are legumes with 1 to many non-endospermic seeds. The floral formula and the floral diagram of the Fabaceae family are as shown. The economic importance of plants belonging to the Fabaceae family are also many. Gram, moong, and soya bean are pulses. Soya bean and groundnut produce edible oil. Indigofera is a dye. Sun hemp is a fiber. Sesbania and trifolium are used as fodder. lupin and sweet pea are ornamental plants, and mulaiti is used as a medicine. Another important family is the Solanaceae family, commonly known as the potato family. Plants belonging to this family are found in the tropics, subtropics, and temperate zones. These plants are usually herbs, shrubs, and small trees. Their stems are herbaceous, rarely woody, aerial, erect, cylindrical, branched, solid or hollow, and hairy or glabrous. Sometimes, the stems grow underground, as seen in potato. In these plants, the leaves are alternate and simple, and are very rarely pinnately compound. Moreover, they are exstipulate, or without stipules, and have reticulate venation. The flowers are arranged in cymos inflorescence, or may be solitary or axillary. Moreover, they are bisexual and actinomorphic. The calyx has 5 sepals, which are united and persistent with valvate estivation. Like the calyx, the corolla also has 5 petals that are united with valvate estivation. In these plants, the andrecium has 5 stamens and is epipetalous, and the gynecium is bicarpellary and syncarpous. The ovary is superior and bilocular, and the placenta is swollen with many ovules. The fruits of these plants are berries or capsules with many endospermic seeds. The floral formula and the floral diagram of the Solanaceae family are as shown. Many plants like tomato, brinjal and potato, belonging to the Solanaceae family, are used as food. Chili is used as a spice, and belladonna and ashwagandha are used as medicines. Tobacco has fumigatory properties, and petunia is an ornamental plant. Another important family is the Liliaceae family, or the lily family, which is a characteristic representative of monocot plants. Plants belonging to this family are perennial herbs with underground bulbs, rhizomes or corms, and these plants are found all over the world. The leaves of these plants are generally basal, alternate, and linear. Also, they are exstipulate with parallel venation. The inflorescence is either solitary or cymose, usually with umbellate clusters, and the flowers are bisexual and actinomorphic. In these plants, the calyx and the corolla are fused to form the perianth, which has 6 tepals, usually united into a tube. Also, the perianth has valvate estivation. In the Liliaceae family, the andrecium consists of 6 stamens, and the gynecium is tricarpellary and syncarpous. The ovary is superior and trilocular, with many ovules arranged in axile placentation. Fruits belonging to this family are generally capsules and are rarely berries, while the seeds are endospermous. The floral formula and the floral diagram of the Liliaceae family are as shown. Plants like tulips and gloriosa, belonging to the Liliaceae family, are ornamental plants. Some like aloe and Colchicum autumnal are used as medicines, and asparagus is used as a vegetable. Therefore, the description of a flowering plant includes its vegetative characters, floral formula, and floral diagram, and provides vital information about the plant.
In next lecture, we will have chapter 5 revision test 1, and for that you have to prepare chapter 5 MCQ sheet exercise 1 especially. So till that, goodbye.